Vermont Daily Chronicle, we support your First Amendment right.
We also support your Second Amendment rights.
Chocolate vanilla twist with rainbow sprinkles. Come on down.
Well, hi, everyone. Welcome to the Vermont podcast. Yeah, we're doing this on Mondays now. This is our second straight week. And we thought we were going to be shooting for noon, but let's see. Someone had to get some lunch, someone had to finish the paper, and someone had to drive up from Northfield. So anyway, here it is.
That is why we changed the name of the show to from Friday at 4 to the Vermont podcast, because it does give us a bit more flexibility. And when you're streaming like this, you want to be ready. You want to be ready when it's time to do it. Yeah. So
I'm not entirely sure, Paul, that we are ready for this show.
What do you mean?
Well, because the whole theme of the show is let's sit down and we're going to talk about the news, but we haven't really talked about it very much.
Well, if we talk about it all day, then we're going to run out of stuff to talk about.
I guess that's true. But I have one question for you first.
Yeah, sure.
Paul, do I have good genes?
Yes, you do, Guy.
Do I have good genes?
That's great.
I mean, I met the rest of your family, so.
It's all downhill from here, folks.
Well, it's funny you say this. It's like I've been joking on X for the last few weeks, like that Sydney Sweeney is like secretly viewing all of my content because she posted.
I'm sure she
is.
Paul.
She is, dude. She is.
Yeah.
I swear she is. Look, she posted a video.
Who's delusional now?
Yeah, that's right. She posted a video with a song titled "Chemtrails Over the Country Club."
Did do that.
She did.
Is she like a What is she anyway?
She's just a model. Not just a model. Sorry, Sydney. I don't mean it like that. But
sorry, I don't mean it like that.
I don't mean it like that. But she's a model.
She's a model.
She posted. What else did she do? She posted some videos of her eating ice cream. Then she posted a video of her doing burnouts in a Mustang. And then she's posting videos.
Cool.
She's posting videos of her shooting guns too. I don't know if you saw that. So I'm like, wow. I think she's like watching my content, Guy.
I see why you would say that, Paul, because you've done those things. You have videos of those things. Maybe it's not so crazy. Yes, it is crazy.
No, it's not, Guy. Hey, look, we've had the White House view our stuff before. Come on.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's just one small step to Sydney Sweeney.
That's right. Yeah. That is one. Did you see Donald Trump was talking about her a whole bunch the past 2 days? You haven't seen this?
Okay, no.
He even just posted on her on Truth Social about her. Huh. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, we were watching that video on I was watching Jesse Waters the other night, and Colette was in the other room, and she came in, and it happened to be when they're airing the ad. And she said, you really shouldn't be looking at that. And I said, well, I'm just watching Jesse Waters. That's all I'm doing. And I was,
Sure, Guy. Sure you were, yeah.
So anyway, Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, so she's just a model. She's
not just a model, Guy.
She's not a former Mouseketeer or something like that, or a Disney actress.
She is an actress. She's an actress. She's a model. She's wonderful.
And what? The Sydney Sweeney demographic, right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I gather the big complaint about her is that it isn't that she's modeling jeans. It's that they're selling the blue-eyed, blonde hair, good-looking young quite blonde as good genes, and perhaps by that means no one else has good genes, so therefore it's racist or something like that. And I just get a grip, people.
It's just silly. I think it kind of goes back, to what we were talking about last week, and kind of like it's almost like it's okay to be racist towards white people, and if white people are in any way saying, "Hey, I got good genes. I'm white, or I'm blue hair, or blue hair, blonde hair, and blue eyes." Like,
right?
There's nothing wrong with.
No, blue hair and blonde eyes. They'd like that.
That would be
the woke people would like that.
That'd be a little different, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's just so everyone sees this. This is funny. This is Trump's post from this morning on Truth Social. He said, "Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there."
Oh, is she a Republican?
Yeah, she's she's a registered.
See, I didn't know that.
I told you guys, she's watching our stuff, man. It's for American Eagle, and the jeans are flying off the shelves. Go get them, Sydney. On the other side of the ledger, Jaguar did a stupid and seriously woke advertisement.
Wow,
that is a total disaster. So this is. I could read the whole thing, but I won't. He talks about Bud Light, and it's just classic Trump posting.
And I got to say, if there's something Trump knows, it's marketing, branding, and what works and what doesn't. I mean, here's the guy whose cell phone and Twitter feed took over the media in like 6 months. So he's no dope. And forget the fact that he's president. He's awfully smart.
That's right.
Stuff like that, anyway.
Well, and I think that's the beauty of 2025. It's like I am obviously joking and being a little bit delusional when I'm saying these things, but at the end of the day, guy.
But are you?
I'm really not.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, we have access to the entire wealth of the world's history and knowledge at our fingertips, and for that matter, all of the people out there that are interconnected through this wonderful, amazing thing called social media and the internet. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yeah, I'm joking, but there's a wavelength kind of thing here. There's a frequency kind of thing. Like, we're all connected in this way, and I think you're starting to see some of this. And I just think it's really fun. So, I think the ads were great.
Yeah. But it inspired me to wear my jeans. I mean, and the closest thing I have to a denim shirt. Anyway. So,
Guy, I think I wanted to mention today, and I think we talked a little bit about last week, that I am going to be gone the 7th of August through the 18th of August.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a handful of days. But I'm going to the United Kingdom to speak at a health and wellness festival called the Wellness Way Festival in Wassing Park, England. I'm going to be there talking about weather modification and geoengineering and the effects on human health.
Okay.
But I put together a little video here, and I posted to social media, and I want to just show it here. It's like about 2 minutes, and it just gives a brief synopsis of what I'm doing, and actually I show the festival a little bit in it too. So here this is.
All right, everyone, I have a quick announcement I want to make. I am not going to be open August 7th through the 14th. I am going to be gone for a week, so the Creamy Yak farm stand is going to be closed for that week of the 7th through the 14th. That is Thursday through a Thursday, I'm pretty sure. So please, don't come here looking for me, because I will not be here. I apologize to anyone who does come, and you're seeing this video now. I'm really sorry. But I'm going to the UK for a week, and I'm going to be visiting my brother, and I'm also going to be speaking at a health conference, a health festival. It's actually called the Wellness Way Festival, which is being hosted by Philly J. Lay, who is a natural health advocate, if you will, in the UK. And there's going to be a ton of natural health experts there, people that are experts on, really the human body and real health. So just here's like a quick little blurb about what the event is. It says, "This is not just a wellness weekend. This is a blueprint for the future of healthcare. This is the natural health system, because at the Wellness Way, we believe the doctor of the future is you."
The Way podcast is going on the road.
We're coming together.
We are coming together.
We're coming together.
We're coming together for the Wellness Way Festival.
The Wellness Way Festival.
The Wellness Way Festival.
The biggest wellness event of the year.
I'll see you all there.
See you there.
See you there.
See you there.
See you there.
I will see you there. Peace.
The doctor of your future is you.
So that's pretty cool. There's going to be live music and poetry, regenerative farming talks, ice baths, conscious food from leading chefs. And I'm going to be there speaking about weather modification and geoengineering and the effects of weather modification and geoengineering on the human body and really all life, all things on planet Earth. So I'm kind of putting my thoughts together now on what I want to present. And I'm also, I thought, oh man, I should probably let people know that I'm going to be gone for a week. So again, the week of August 7th through the 14th, I am not going to be here serving up burgers and creamies and fruit. So please forgive me. And I look forward to seeing everybody when I get back, and can't wait to go do this event. So have a good day, everybody.
Okay, so that's the announcement. So people know. I also got to correct my dates. I said in this video I'm going to be gone the 7th through the 14th, but it's actually going to be the 7th through the 18th. So I'll be putting out that again, making sure that people know I'm going to be gone a bit longer than I expected. So
Okay.
yeah.
So no Vermont podcast next week.
Well, I think maybe on Friday we could do one, or maybe Monday. We'll have to talk about it. We'll have to figure something out. Because maybe, Guy, while I'm there, we could do some kind of a call together, record
yeah.
it, and then I can post it just from wherever I am. So we'll keep updated with that. Monday might be tough, but definitely we should do one while I'm there.
I brought that fancy dancy microphone that you got me, and you're going to have to show me how it works.
Yeah, I can do that. We'll do that before I
All
go.
right. That'd be great. Maybe, folks, a Vermont podcast next week. If so, it'll look a little different. I do hope that you do some interviews with some people from England and what they think about Vermont, if they've ever even heard of Vermont.
Well, that's what I have a plan on Friday. I'm going to be in London, and a friend of mine from England is picking me up, and he's going to show me around. And our plan, I told him this today, we're going to go and do street interviews. And the big questions that I'm going to be asking are, do Americans have too many guns? To see what people say to that. What's their stance on immigration policy in the UK? Do they like Donald Trump? And what's their thoughts on the state of Vermont?
Oh, cool.
Doesn't that sound like a pretty good list right there? I bet like 95% of the question state of Vermont, they're going to be like, what's Vermont? And how funny would a compilation of that be? Just, what's Vermont? What's that?
It's like us saying, going out to Barrie, say, what do you think about Northumberland? About what? Yeah. Now I hear that Bernie Sanders' brother is some sort of minor official in the UK.
Really?
Yeah. He's like an assistant mayor or something in some city. So at least he was a few years ago.
Let's see. Let's find out. Larry Sanders. Here you go. This is true, Guy. This is funny.
This is not the comic Larry Sanders. This is
Larry Sanders, Bernie Sanders' brother. Lawrence Sanders, born April 29th, 1935, is an American-British academic, social worker, politician, and former healthcare and social care spokesperson of the Green Party of England and Wales. He is the older brother of Bernie Sanders, United States Senator from Vermont, and two-time U.S. presidential candidate. Wow, that's really interesting, actually. I meant to look that up, Guy. You told me that the other day, and I kind of
be in his neck of the woods?
Well, let's see.
Think you can score an interview with Larry Sanders?
Actually, maybe. He lives in Oxfordshire. I've been working on my English accent.
Oxfordshire.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Oxfordshire.
Oxfordshire. And looks like
I don't think it's pronounced Shire. I think
Shire.
It's Shire.
No, I don't know. I'm just going to make it up as we go. Looks like he lives...
bloody Yanks.
Yeah, bloody Yanks. Okay, well, anyway... I'm just reading. I don't want to get too deep into this, but
all right. So anyway, he's a Green politician. Oh, well, imagine that, Paul.
Yeah, Green Party of England and Wales.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm looking at their page now. It's like, here it is. It says the Green Party of England and Wales, often known simply as Green Party or the Greens, is a green left-wing political party in England and Wales.
Wow.
No.
Not our boy.
Whoever would have thought?
You wonder sometimes what happened in the Sanders home to produce two
Yeah.
malcontents like that.
Well, Guy, speaking of Vermont Green,
Oh,
speaking of
yeah.
green, this is a story that actually Bernie was all over before we were, of course.
Yeah.
Vermont Green has won FC championship.
Well, the Vermont Green FC, which is Vermont Green Football Club, and folks, that's soccer,
Yeah.
not football. That's soccer. See, in England, everywhere else in the world, they call it football, right? And they on Saturday played Saturday night. Apparently, really exciting game. 5,000 people at Archie Post Field, packed stands, and they won 2-1. A backup striker, a substitute striker named Max Kissel, I think, scored the winning goal, and Vermont is the champion of this USL, which is basically sort of like a semi-pro soccer league. It's like a developmental league. It's kind of like what maybe the Lake Monsters are,
Yeah.
or the even the Mountaineers baseball team are.
I don't think it's quite Mountaineers, but definitely semi-professional. Mountaineers is like college ball.
Yeah, it's high. It's probably a lot more like the Lake Monsters. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely. I think you called it a different name. I think it's called a Virtue Field now, Guy. I hate to correct you.
I know you do, because I never correct you, do I, Paul?
No, you don't. He doesn't.
Yes, it is called Virtue Field, which is bizarre. When I was at UVM, it was Archie Post Field.
Okay.
And now it's part of the Archie Post complex, apparently. And I just wonder, I kind of wonder why they changed it to Virtue, but they did. Maybe Archie Post was deemed to be some sort of white misogynist or
Nationalist.
something. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe. Well, it's definitely because they're so virtuous, Guy, at UVM. That's
I guess
why.
that's it.
That's why.
Literal virtue signaling.
It is literally virtue signaling, is what Tim just said. Yeah,
Rather
it is.
obvious effort, don't you think?
Definitely a bit. A little bit, yes.
So anyway, that's got to say, pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
And Colette and I went hiking up Sterling Pond, which you will remember, Tim, for complaining all the way up, walking up it when you were 12 or 13 years old. But we were going up the Sterling Pond Trail out of Smuggler's Notch, and some kid walks by with a Vermont Green hat on, and the guy walking the other way goes, "Go Greens!" And the kid goes, "Yeah!" So apparently there's a real fan base for this team. I got to say, I haven't really been following it.
I haven't at all, Guy.
And apparently they're this team that has a special commitment also to climate and the environment. And how a soccer team would have a commitment, I don't know how that works, but apparently that's sort of part of their shtick here.
Wow, it sounds like we need to look into the bread and circus that's going on here, Guy.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's soccer.
yeah,
I love sports as much as anyone, but what?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that is, and Bernie's there making his
Yeah.
videos, he's doing his thing, like,
Right? Oh, all politicians do. They're riding the wave.
yeah, I
you know.
guess so.
I always thought maybe FC was Vermont Greens for climate, but no, it's football club.
No, you did not think that.
I did.
You
I
really did?
I think, wow, I wonder what FC is. What could that be? Yeah. So on somewhat more maybe local, actually that's local, but some other interesting sports news. Vermont Little League team, don't turn off your ears. This is kind of interesting. Vermont Little League team has got a shot at going to the Little League World Series. They beat New Hampshire and that never happens, right? Vermont usually never. Anytime they emerge into anything outside of Vermont for Little League, they just get slammed. But they beat New Hampshire 9-8,
Wow.
and tonight on ESPN. So forget about watching the Red Sox playing the Kansas City Royals tonight. Flick over to ESPN and watch the Essex Town Little League, age 10 to 12, take on the Brockton, Mass team. Some team in Massachusetts.
Braintree American
Braintree.
team Massachusetts.
Not Braintree, Vermont. Braintree, Mass. Yeah. So
They could do it, guy.
they could. And if they win that game, they then go to the finals. And if they win that, they are on to Williamsport, which that's a really big deal.
Yeah, it would be.
In the sports world, forget about Little League. In the sports world, the Little League World Series is a big deal.
Speaking of, well, today's episode is brought to you by Perro's Gun Shop. Discover Perro's, Vermont's premier firearms destination, nestled in Waterbury. Explore an unparalleled selection of firearms complemented by their exclusive indoor firearm range, the one of its only kind in Vermont. Elevate your skills with their comprehensive professional training classes tailored to every level of expertise. At Perro's, they're dedicated to providing exceptional service and expertise for all of your firearms needs. Back to you, Guy.
Just got a text in, Paul.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's from someone named Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, what?
Saying, Paul, you're right. You totally inspired me. Can we meet?
Can we go shooting together? Did she mention that? Did she say anything?
Well, that's she's another one and giving the ...
Oh,
So that must be that.
Okay, so it's coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Sydney, just to throw this out there, we could open a pretty sweet ice cream shop together. Just so, we could, I don't know.
We could open a pretty sweet ice
We
cream.
could-
That's a great come on line.
We
I
could
bet she's
open.
never heard that one.
We
Paul.
could do a sweet ice cream shop. We could do burnouts there, all you want. Maybe we should do some shooting out back. What do you think?
Maybe register a few Republicans.
Yeah, well, we could definitely do that, and I can. Well, I'll lead the charge on that. But come on, Guy. Come on.
Well,
you gotta believe.
We did say, folks, that we didn't really have anything planned to discuss today.
What are you talking
That is
about? This was the
becoming
plan.
apparent.
This was the plan.
Okay, all right. It's sort of like, what is it in Seinfeld? What was it that it's about nothing or something
Yes,
like that?
it's about nothing.
Okay, so this episode is about nothing.
Well,
All
come
right.
on. It's about Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
And don't forget the immigrant that got nabbed.
Oh, that would be the real news. Yeah. Mike Donahue. All hail. Mike Donahue, my former colleague from the Free Press. Actually, I was just Jimmy Olsen, and he was Clark Kent. He was really Superman as a reporter. And he found out from one of his sources, that a career crook, a guy who had been dealing guns, dealing drugs, you name it, whatever the violation is, an immigrant from Vietnam has finally been picked up after like a 12-year chaos spree, I think is how one person put it. Finally has been picked up by ICE. He lives in Burlington, was arrested in Winooski. You can read all about it in today's Vermont Daily Chronicle. I'm positive we got it first, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're the only ones who end up covering this, which is just for some crazy reason the way the news goes today. And what Mike didn't say in the story, at least not very much, was that this guy's name is Hugh Von Tran, and he has a GoFundMe page that has a picture of him and probably his daughters, and it starts off saying, I was just walking along, walking the dog, minding my own business, and then suddenly some scary men descended on me and arrested me. Please give me money to help me out. Well, he's now got about $6,000 from that. And if you look at his rap sheet, and this guy is a serial offender, major felonies. And why he was supposed to be deported, then Biden got elected, and son of a gun, Paul. Son of a gun, but nothing happened. He stayed doing crime after crime after crime, getting shot also. He was in the Chronicle a year or two ago because one of Burlington's sort of frequent shooters shot him at 2 a.m. on Church Street. So
Burlington frequent shooters.
yeah, well, except there are guys who are involved in these shooting events.
I have the photo of him pulled up here, and he's got a shirt on that says Big Worms Ice Cream, Los Angeles, California.
Hey, maybe you and Sydney and him.
That's right. See,
Wow.
that's how did you read my mind, guy? You read my mind. How did you know that's where I was going with that? I was going to there.
I'm thinking Dumb and Dumber right now. that I'm not sure which one of us is dumb and which one of us is dumber.
Oh, stop it, guy. Come on.
Okay, it's been that kind of day, Paul.
No, it has not. Not yet. We're not even close.
Yeah,
there.
you're right. It could get
We're just getting started.
so much worse.
It could get a lot worse. Or it
All
could
right.
get even better.
All right. I think I'm going to hear afterwards the show that I was not serious enough.
What?
But that's life. So that was an interesting story. Another, it just kind of drives me crazy, although maybe it shouldn't. I don't know. Healthcare rates, healthcare insurance rates for everyone are going up 10, 15, 20%, whether you're on Medicare, whether you're on Medicaid, whatever you're on, the rates are going up and up and up. And Compass Vermont, one of the news sources that we draw on from the Chronicle, did a great story that reporting that there are 2 or maybe 4 new upstate New York hospitals that are part of the UVM Health Network, and they're the big losers. They're the big drags on our healthcare deficits. It isn't so much what's happening in the Vermont network, although to some degree it is, but it's these New York systems are really, really bleeding money. And guess who's paying to prop them up? That would be us. That would be all the people who are, one way or another, are paying into the UVM healthcare network. So that would be that'd be a good story to read, I think, folks. If you want to check that out on BDC today. Another one, Paul, I can finally announce it. It's finally official. We have a new sponsor.
Oh boy, who is it?
Americans for Prosperity.
Woo!
They are officially our latest new sponsor. And AFP is one of these organizations Vermont's been waiting for a long time for someone like AFP. Because what they do is they support policies and candidates who are for affordable living in Vermont, who are for less regulation in Vermont, who are for a more right-sized, human-sized government in Vermont, for affordable housing in Vermont,
Yeah.
for affordable everything in
Yeah.
Vermont. And they saw what the Chronicle is doing and said, we'd like to help out with that. And one of the things that they're doing is on Tuesday, August 12th, they're helping to sponsor a representative's report in Rutland, where Representative Terry Williams, Todd Nielsen, representative from Brandon, 2 others, I forget who they are right
Pretty
now.
sure Zach Harvey's going to be there.
Oh, Zach Harvey's going to be there.
Pretty sure. I'm going to pull up the event right now.
Yeah.
This is, well, I think there's, never mind, that's a separate one.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, guy, which I have here, I just pulled them up. This is Zach who's posting about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's one at Baxter's Restaurant in
Yes,
Rutland.
it's at Baxter's Restaurant.
So you have Chris Keyser is going to be there.
Chris Keyser, yes. Ray Keyser's son, Governor Ray Keyser's son,
Chris
who's a
Keyser,
legislator.
Zach Harvey, and Todd Nielsen.
Todd Nielsen, yeah, and now Terry Williams also.
Oh, okay.
Senator Terry Williams will be there.
Lovely, lovely.
So you've got 4 terrific, from the point of view of making Vermont affordable, legislators, and they'll be at Baxter's Restaurant from 6 to 8. I believe the event is free, but you do need to register. So you want to go to the VDC website and click on the poster we have there, and that'll bring you to the registration page.
You know, Guy, I don't know if we have it up yet.
We do.
We do.
The headline is Rutland GOP August 12th, something like that. I was just looking at it.
Well, either way, I'll see if I can pull it up right now so people can see it. Oh, here it is. Look at that. look at this guy. This was before it. It looks like it was supposed to just be, to start with, it was only going to be, okay, no, here's everybody. Keezer, yeah, Nelson, Terry Williams, Zach Harvey. It's a good little lineup right there.
That is. And apparently there's the munchies are free. It's a nice place, a great place to go on a Tuesday night. So strongly encourage it. Also next Tuesday, I will be a guest of Rob Roper on Vermont Viewpoint on his 9 to 11 o'clock show. I'm not sure if it's the first hour or the second hour. We're working that out. So for those of you who don't, you're missing your Vermont podcast fix if we end up not doing anything next week, you can still catch me on Vermont Viewpoint. Right.
Actually, Guy, I'll be on tomorrow.
You are?
Yeah. I think Allison was supposed to go.
You first. Oh,
well, no. I think he was scheduled. I'm pinch hitting, is what he said. I think it was supposed to be Allison.
Good.
And then she maybe couldn't for some reason, and then he asked me to go. So I'm gonna be on WDEV tomorrow morning. I love going on the radio, so it's gonna be fun.
You do awfully well on that.
It's fun.
Yeah,
I enjoy
there aren't
it.
many people who have a voice for radio and a face for TV, Paul, but you do.
Don't you
That's
say
true, though.
that, Guy.
It is. I know you're going to blush, but it's true.
Sydney, did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Oh, brother. Yeah.
I got great
Paul
genes.
paid
I
me
got great genes.
$10 to say that, Sydney. $10. Can you imagine? That's at least worth 100.
We do have a comment, Guy.
Okay.
We have a comment from Planet Hank. He says, "Shout out to y'all all the way from out of control, Brattleboro, Vermont." Shout out right back to you. Appreciate it. Love to hear from you. Lucien Ludwig writes, "If Grok AI could write prescriptions, it would disrupt the entire industry," talking about healthcare. And I got to shout out Lucien Ludwig for coming yesterday to the Creamy Stand.
Oh, good.
Actually,
He's an interesting guy.
yes, very,
Yeah.
very. He's got interesting perspectives and very you. He came yesterday, and you know how my guitar has that one string that just sounds horrible. He came and tried to fix it, and he did fix it. But he did tell me it's probably time for a new guitar because this thing it's warped on the neck and everything.
Yep.
But he actually showed up. This is another just quick announcement, and I'll say it just now on the show, and we'll have a lot more to come out on this in the future. But on August 10th, we're going to be hosting a Vermont Stands Up kind of celebration party over in Northfield. And we're putting the details together now, but we're going to have some music there. There's going to be some speakers. We're going to have one of the distilleries locally. I don't want to say which one because I can't remember it right now. But so that's happening in October, and I think we're going to call it Oktoberfest. So that's coming up, and we'll have more on that in the future. But Amy Hornblass stopped by yesterday to talk, and her husband was there too, and we were just kind of trying to come up with a plan. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be another kind of, and Chronicle, of course, I think should be right there with the organization. I think we're very much aligned. So
Sure.
we'll have to.
We've done a lot of Vermont Stands Up stuff. Yeah, and they do. Very few organizations really do stand up and say, okay, I know this is 180 degrees from what the legislature wants, but darn it, this is what Vermont needs. And Vermont Stands Up does a really good job of that. Getting back to AFP, in a lot of ways, that's what they're all about too. There's the left and the Democratic majority has so many nonprofits, so many advocacy groups that are carrying water for them, that are supporting their candidates, that are drafting their legislation for them. You talk about VPIRG, ACLU Vermont, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The sort of center, fiscal conservative, center-right has got nothing, especially ever since the Ethan Allen Institute, God bless them, did wonderful work. Since they've essentially stopped working, there's been nothing, and it's about time.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really glad there's a national organization that has formed a local Vermont chapter and said, we want to help Vermont. We want to see Vermont thrive.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's funny because this organization, you talk to people about it, and one of the first things that people will say is like, they were created by the Koch brothers. They're big money. They're this, that, the other. And it's like, Well, if you actually look into their organization, you can see who funds them. You can find out that they actually have thousands of people that contribute to them. And they're all not necessarily like Republicans either.
Right.
It's more of a libertarian group than anything,
Right.
that just believes in like the core values of the Constitution. And I think that's why we're so easily able to work with them, because they're not putting any constraints on us. They're not saying you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that, because they know they
if
don't.
that happened, forget it.
Yeah, and that we would
Yeah.
never do that with anybody.
Yeah.
But that's the point. It's like we're aligned. So
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about about what we do is just how transparent we get to be. I think there's a lot of organizations that really depend on non-transparency, secrecy, and deceit and lying and kind of.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
all in the open about what we believe and what we do, and all that's done is bring more and more people to us that are the same, and that's
absolutely true. The great deceit of a lot of the media in Vermont is we're right down the middle. We're never going to have an axe to grind on any policy issue. Well, that's just not true. And we, at least, will sometimes admit, yeah, we have a point of view here. The folks who say, oh, no, we're peers are driven slow, snow. But it's just not true. They do have axes to grind, so many of them.
Today's episode, speaking of supporters, is brought to you by Procter Gas. Are you a homeowner wishing to convert your home to propane gas so you can enjoy energy efficiency and off-grid living? Alternatively, you may be a contractor seeking propane tank and line installation and related services for your clients. Either way, the propane people are here to help. Procter Gas provides comprehensive services and a variety of products from leading brands in Rutland, Vermont, and beyond. Procter Gas was one of our first supporters. You know what, Guy? Hold on a second. Throw this on. There we go. Now we're in business.
Okay.
So everybody can see it. Here, Guy, you want yours?
Go. Sure.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
I threw it to Guy.
I tried.
It went a little too far.
So actually, here I am talking about baseball, and I drop it. Okay. So speaking of immigrants, last night I was having dinner with, thank you, Tim.
The assist.
That's why I pay you the big money. What's that? Tim is giving me some Vermont maple whiskey beef jerky.
You guys show the camera.
Farmhouse.
And I won't say what their slogan is because, frankly, it's a little too gross.
What is it?
Never mind. Don't read it. You're not supposed to read that. Okay. Thank you, Tim. I'll enjoy that. So we were having dinner last night with an immigrant from Africa, and the two surprises. One is that we're showing him around the house, and I said, "Oh, this is my office," and he said, "Oh, what do you do?" Well, I publish the Vermont Daily Chronicle. He goes, "Ah!" And he comes and gives me a big hug. It's like, Vermont Daily Chronicle. You report the news. Apparently, he's been in the state since February, and he's become a diehard Vermont Daily Chronicle reader.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I've gotten a few responses like that too.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I have quite a few of them myself. Like I had every week or so, I have 4 or 5 people that show up at the Creamy Yak stand just to say thank you for everything you guys are doing.
No
you guys,
kidding.
Like yesterday, I had
Wow.
one lady stop by and we spoke for a little while. I mean, it's overwhelmingly positive support that I get, Guy. And I found even from people you would never expect, people that I've known my life, people that I've thought were political leaning other ways. I think now more so than ever before, the middle of the road type folks are finding themselves a little bit more towards our camp.
Right.
And they're really, really thankful for what we're doing.
Wow.
So
That is cool.
That is really cool to hear that story because I get a handful of those reactions every week.
Yeah.
And it's always so just like,
Yeah.
But then there's always the ones who you expect to know about you and don't even have a clue. That drives me crazy.
There's tens of thousands of people in that camp.
Drives me nuts.
So one of the other things this guy said, and he's from sort of Central Africa, and he said, you know, these people who come over here and they don't try to learn the language. He said, I think that is wrong. I think if you come to America and you want to live here, you should learn the language and assimilate, become American. And this is a guy who's he's a refugee. He and his family got on the wrong side of the wrong forces in the African dictatorship that he was born into. But you hear so much of, no, we should not impose or expect anyone coming here to assimilate into the American way of life. And he was saying, no, if you're coming here, you should expect to do that. So I thought that made sense. Speaking of people who appreciate the Chronicle, I got a great letter from a former Assistant Attorney General of Vermont named Bob Orlick. And that whole thing on the logo, he's been living down in South Carolina for several years now. And someone sent him your coverage of the logo stuff, the 250, the Vermont 250 logo.
I think it was Dave Sula, to be fair. Because I don't think I ever wrote anything about it.
You're right. I'm sorry. It was Dave. Sorry, Dave.
No worries.
It was, Dave Sulia's coverage of FYIVT. And he wrote this wonderful column on how can you possibly take farms and flags and church steeples and how can you exclude them from any discussion of Vermont heritage in the logo? Because that's our history. That's who we are. So Bob, great column. And I encourage people to go back and take a look at that. Because
here's just a piece of it right here. He says, the resulting design was met with a quiet collective shrug. The logo, minimalist to a fault, missed the mark. But more troubling than its lack of inspiration were the unseen hands that shaped it. A list of prohibitions quietly imposed, which barred the inclusion of the very elements that make Vermont, Vermont. Prohibition of church steeples, the red, white, and blue barns, even silhouette of our iconic mountains were just simply not stylistic choices. They were erasures. And for those who have called Vermont home, their absence speaks volumes. So that's just a little blurb from his little article. And I just want to, I've been asked to mention this, and we should shout it out, is there is a petition going around right now, which I think if you just search Vermont 250th anniversary petition, you'll find it, because they have been pushing it all over social media. A handful of names, which I won't name, I guess, that have asked me to mention it on the show. So go out, and if you don't support what they're doing, I mean, hey, if you do, that's fine. But if you don't like the logo and you have a problem with what they're doing, try to demand that it gets reevaluated, because it just really ought to be. And another quick thing is, I have a friend online, his name's Old Hollow Tree, and he's got a pretty big account, and he talks a lot about this. There's like a kind of a thing amongst the left where it's like the idea of art and beauty and culture and tradition. Those are things that they just so desperately want to abandon, because they really wish that our history and our world just wasn't a certain way. Right. So you see these ridiculous statues all the time of just like a fat person, like bronze statue of just like a fat person, or like these weird art exhibits that don't make any sense at all, and it always seems to be amongst the same crowd or ideology that you're seeing this. And the 250 anniversary logo is just a prime example, again, of like that cultural self-hatred. Very almost ashamed, literally ashamed of our history and tradition and all the things that make Vermont beautiful, but also our ancestors and their art and the things that meant something to them. So
Right.
just a little side note that I wanted to mention.
Speaking of wonderful traditions that are no longer there, the story you did write on nectars.
Which I'm
Nectars
not seeing on the website.
on downtown Burlington. I don't know if we talked about this last week or not, Paul.
We didn't.
But Nectar's, the night spot on Main Street in Burlington, which if you went to UVM anytime in the last 60 years or so, 50 years, you will remember. And I remember, man, Nectar's fries with gravy on them, and Nectar himself Nectar Roars would be pouring out the gravy on the fries, and they were cheap, and they were filling, and they were delicious. And man, if you needed some comfort food for late night comfort food, for whatever reason, that was the place to go.
Today's episode is brought to you by Ranmar Corporation. Ranmar Corporation has been serving central Vermont and surrounding areas with excavation, construction, and real estate services since 1979. They're a local, family-owned company committed to the values of Vermont. Contact Ranmar Corporation today for all of your contracting and real estate needs. Thank you to them for being a sponsor of our show. We always want to just promote and just celebrate our sponsors because they truly are what makes this show possible. As well as 802 Scoop Studio, who Raylene
Yes.
Monnier and the crew here have been so gracious to allow us to use. And speaking of Raylene, she's been taking some heat, a little bit of heat online for that Back the Blue poster up on the window here. And I got to look into it a little more, but she was telling me about it yesterday. And, it just goes to show you, you start doing something like this, you will catch attention and people will pay attention and be interested in what you're doing. But again, our sponsors and everybody that's making this possible, just a quick pitch to anybody out there who's listening. If you're somebody who, if you're not in a financial position to support the Chronicle, I understand. We want you to read us. We still want you to have access to our stuff, our show, everything. But if you're somebody out there who you have some money, you want to support a cause that you believe in, you want to support freedom of speech in Vermont, our constitutional rights, consider donating to the Chronicle. Consider becoming a sustaining subscriber. If you're a company that is aligned with our values and our views, consider becoming an advertiser. We have a lot of options. We can talk about packaging. We can talk about plans. And if you don't ask, right, you'll never get anything. So I'm making this pitch to you. If you're in a position where you can support us and you really believe in what we're doing, we ask that you do. And it sounds like we're really making some noise, and we're maybe attracting some more views on our site than ever before. Yeah. I think we're on track for this year, guy, to hit 2 million views.
Oh, definitely 2 million.
Past 2 million, yeah, maybe 2.5 million.
Something like that.
And we're on the White House press list. Like our stories don't just stay here in Vermont, and they explode.
When Megyn Kelly mentions you, you got something going on.
Yeah, and just wait till Sydney Sweeney does, honestly, guys, think about this. Sydney Sweeney is my Megyn Kelly for you. Your Megyn Kelly, Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah. Who was your Sydney Sweeney? Wasn't it?
I have no idea.
No, it's just Sydney Sweeney.
There was some singer or something who was a former Disney person.
Lana Del Rey.
No.
I have no idea.
Hannah Montana.
If you said the name, I'd recognize it. But when Tim was a teenager, there was this one big pop singer who was a former Disney sweetheart who I heard him mention several times. I just forget who it was. It's that woman whose father was...
Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus.
No, the father was trying to get her estate or something.
Oh, Britney Spears.
Yes, that's who it was. Britney Spears.
Tim was mentioning Britney Spears.
It's true. Yes, you did. I'm sure it was just of the aesthetics of her musical offerings, though.
Oh, here's the...
I'm a metalhead, so...
Yeah, okay.
Here is, for everyone, I do have well, if it's actually going to let me show it. It's, I have what's it called? Oh my goodness, petition for the 250th anniversary logo. Here it is.
Good.
Let me just show it so you guys check it out and see it for yourself, and be sure to go sign it if it's something that you're fired up about. Because, hey, man, it is a little insulting, isn't it? It's really disgusting. Here it is right here. Redesign demand on Vermont's 250th logo, anniversary celebration. They've got 830 verified signatures. I've actually heard that they have more than that. This is just the online version of it. So I think they're closer to 2,000 signatures. So, you know, the issue is it's addressed to Governor Scott, and it's really, I mean, it is his planning committee that
even
put this.
though he backed right off of it. He said, "Well, I'm not really involved in that."
I don't.
Which I guess he's not.
Well, but he did make the. With him too, you know, he's a Vermonter, tried and true. Why would he not care more about this? I mean, I know that there's so many issues, right? I mean, even me, people have brought this up to me, and I care about it. I've signed the petition. I want to see a better logo. But at the end of the day, if this is what they go through with, we'll just make our own logo. We'll make our own thing.
Put it on our own T-shirts.
Put it on our own T-shirts. We'll have our own celebration. And that's pretty powerful, you know, and we're not going to do it in secret, by the way, either.
That's right.
You know, like that's what these people do. Don't get me started, guy. Don't get me started.
Okay. Let's see.
We got like 5 minutes left, guy.
Okay. Well, there's a couple, quote unquote, important, and to some people it might sound sort of boring, but darn it, it's not. So President Trump just put out an order basically saying institutionalize seriously mentally ill people on the streets and require homeless people to be working on their problems, the things that made them homeless. Mandates. If you want the help, state government, if you want the help, your programs need to have the people who are receiving the services do something to better themselves.
Wow, wouldn't a state mental hospital be a nice thing to have right now?
Yep, but we closed that though, Tim.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, although I got to tell you, I was, during my civil disobedience days, I spent a little bit of time in the bowels of the state hospital, the lower level, and they walked us past the cells, the old cells, and underground, and these things are like 5 feet by 8 feet, and you think someone was actually put in these cells.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said for the abuses of the mental health system. However, what President Trump was saying, look, our streets are not safe, they're disorderly, there is great disorder, and folks, if you want our money, you got to do something about it.
Yeah, it's funny, guy. I had a lady stop by who's living the van life, as called.
Yeah.
She's got a nice little van. I mean, nothing to be ashamed of. Like, it's not homeless. Like, I guess you technically are, but whatever.
It's a choice.
Yeah, and she said, she's like, and there's another guy who then showed up also living in his van. So they both showed up at the same time, and they were just like people that were just on the road doing their thing. And she's like, well, you better be careful because Donald Trump just made our lifestyle illegal, don't you know? And I was like, what? And so she starts ranting and going in on it and just, well, he's gonna, you better be careful. Don't tell people. You're gonna get locked up and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, like this is what she really thinks.
Well, if she was paranoid and mentally ill, that's a possibility.
Well, and it's kind of comes back to that question of like, what are you thinking about? And that's where her mind is. So she might get, and who knows, maybe she will.
To her point, Soviet communist countries locked up dissenters because they were obviously mentally ill. I mean, who would complain about a wonderful socialist system like the USSR? You have to be crazy to not like this. Yeah. So they lock you up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these involuntary commitment, civil commitment, that is a big, big step.
It is.
And I asked Ann Donahue, a representative from Northfield and an advocate for mental health, to comment on it, and she said for a lot of reasons this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
But the other half of that is, okay, well, what are we doing now, and is it working? Well, not very well, and so maybe we can come up with something that doesn't throw out the baby with the bathwater, but makes our streets an awful lot safer too.
Yep, and I think that's a good point. And her point, the lady that I was speaking with, I get where she's coming from, but the other guy who was in his van, she left, and he's like, I don't know what the heck she was talking about. Like, he's like, I'm not worried about it one bit. Like, I got work that I do all over the state. I love what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not, and I was like, see, you're going to be fine. I think it's like if you think about it and you're looking for it, you know, then you're asking for it. So
Right.
I don't think she's going to get locked up either.
Before we go, do we have any comments? And I think we have one last advertiser.
No, we got through them all.
We did Perils?
Yep. From at the start of the show.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
Okay.
One comment is, this is VT Gal. She says, mine is Dean Cain. Speaking about her celebrity crush, I guess.
Dean Cain?
Dean Cain.
Well, he was Superman, right? Or Superboy or
Let's
whatever.
find out.
Yeah. And was in the, he's actually a very, very devout Catholic, pro-life Catholic who's done some pro-life movies.
There you go. There he is.
Yeah. There was some TV show.
Superman.
Superman, yeah.
Superman.
Yeah. He
Very
pulled it
cool.
off.
Yeah.
He's put on a few pounds.
I was going to say, he looks
the,
a lot different now in these pictures.
yeah, can't quite do the Superman thing anymore.
Well,
So the last story I just want to mention, probably be coming out tomorrow, is Lee Zeldin, the EPA administrator, was visiting up in some farms up in eastern part of the state with Anson Tebbets and John Rogers and Governor Scott. And I think the subject was mostly, what are we doing about phosphorus runoff, which is a huge source of pollution. And farms are sort of blamed for it. Some farmers say, actually, we're doing everything we can be doing. So tomorrow we'll probably have some kind of story on Zeldin's visit. What?
can I write it?
Oh, well, sure.
I was a little ticked off that nobody told me he was going to be here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I would like to chat with that guy. He was making posts about geoengineering and stuff, and he was talking,
yes,
and I
he
was like,
was.
hey, Governor Scott, I wonder if you talked about it at all.
Yeah.
But
The other big thing Zeldin did, holy cow, was he rescinded the get rid of gas-powered cars order from that Biden put in.
yeah.
And so that's like, okay, well, they still might do it on the state level, but the federal level, it's gone.
Well, that's probably a good place for us to end today. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we hope you have a great rest of your week. And wish me luck. Hopefully they let me into the UK. We'll see what happens. They probably will. My visa was approved, so we're good.
Hopefully they let you back too.
That's wow.
Yeah.
That's another point. But anyway, guy, any closing words?
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for indulging us. And Sydney, Paul really would like to hear from you.
I would like to hear from you as soon as possible. Thanks.
Right. See you, everyone.